Okay, so we are live this evening. It is Tuesday, April 7th. We have a very jam-packed evening ahead of us because we are combining our March live discussion of our March read. So in March, we read Richard Peck's A Year Down Yonder. So we had picked that, if you're unfamiliar with what we're reading this year, DoubleBookedCo is reading through the decades. So for March, we read a book that was written in the noughts. So this book was written in, I believe, 2000.
I think so.
And it was also a Newbery Medal winner in 2001. So a great middle grade pick. We're going to discuss that this evening in the first segment of our live stream. And then per the usual, so this is the first Tuesday of the month, and every first Tuesday of the month, we do our reading sprints for the current book pick, which again, following our decades, for April, we are reading from the 90s, which is very exciting because I'm starting to get excited about the decades that we're getting into. And for April, we are reading Death at is it Fenice?
I think it's Fenice.
Fenice. Okay, thank you very much. Because it's a book. It is the setting is in Venice.
Mm-hmm.
So we're looking at Italy, and it looks like a murder mystery. It's going to be fun, I think. So that's what we are reading in April. So how tonight's going to go is we'll first do our usual where we will share the May book. Typically we would do a selection with a poll, but as May is Laura's birthday month, she gets to pick the book we're going to read. So we'll talk about that first. Then we'll jump right on into our live discussion segment with A Year Down Yonder, as I mentioned, and then we'll jump right into reading sprints thereafter. So as you jump on, make sure you say hello. Hi, Andy.
Hi, Andy.
Lovely to see you. And jump right into the discussion. Comment all you'd like. We'd love to hear from you. If you've read it, if you haven't read it, if you DNF'd, all comments are welcome, as long as they're obviously kind comments and not mean. They can be, we can debate, we can have opposing opinions, but we don't want to be rude. Mm-hmm. And we have a new mama in the house. Hi, Jenna.
Hi.
How's the little one? How's mama doing? I hope you both are doing well. Mm-hmm. That's very exciting. Okay, so Laura, let us know, what will we be reading in May?
Okay, so my criteria for May was obviously something published in the 1980s and something that I owned already. That was my criteria. I didn't care about anything else. So I did some Googling and this popped up. I don't know much about this book. I don't remember what made me buy it in the first place, like 15 years ago. I have no idea what it's going to be like. So literally, I know what the back says, and that's about it. So we'll see how this goes. So this book is called Wish Her Safe at Home by Stephen Benatar. You have that thing there. Here you go. Mm-hmm. Published in 1982 originally. I have this New York review.
Did I lose sound? Is that just me?
There we go.
Oh, there we go. I was like, was that just me?
I know. Yikes. Okay. So this is 263 pages. And I could see in here there is a little bit of swearing, just as a heads up. I mean, I have a potty mouth, doesn't matter to me, but I'm just letting you know. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Rachel Waring is deliriously happy. Out of nowhere, a great aunt leaves her a Georgian mansion in another city, and she sheds her old life without delay. Gone is her dull administrative job, her mousy wardrobe, her downer of a roommate. She will live as a woman of leisure, devoted to beauty, creativity, expression, and love. Once installed in her new quarters, Rachel plants a garden, takes up writing, and impresses everyone she meets with her extraordinary optimism. But as Rachel sings and jokes the days away, her new neighbors begin to wonder if she might be taking her transformation just a bit too far. In Wish Her Safe at Home, Stephen Benatar finds humor and horror in the shifting region between elation and mania. His heroine could be the next-door neighbor of the Beals of Grey Gardens, or a sister to Jane Gardam's oddball protagonists, but she has an ebullient charm all her own. It's, like I said, kind of short. I don't know. We will find this out together and see what this is like. I hope everybody likes it. I hope I like it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So again, just to review, we are going to be discussing A Year Down Yonder tonight for the first portion of our stream here. Then we are going to pop on for some reading sprints. So if you like to join us for reading, our April read is Death at La Fenice, which is for the month of April. We're reading in the 90s. And then in May, so there will be no poll, but I will post the book in our community tab so that you can see that. It'll also be posted on Instagram and Facebook. But we will be reading in May, Wish Her Safe at Home by Stephen Benatar. And that is Laura's birthday read. It is also part of our decade read, which is a book written in the 80s. So, yay! All that aside, let's get into our live discussion. But first, I didn't want to miss anybody's comments. Andy is ready to discuss. 3 for her, just okay.
All right.
Sounds good. We'll get into that in just a second. I'm tired all the time, so doing as expected. Yeah. Yes, baby is doing well and the cutest, of course.
Good. I'm so glad.
Awesome. Yes. I have a now 4-year-old. She just turned 4, and I have a 2-year-old who will be 3 in June. I'm still tired, but I remember I was much more tired when I was in your stage, and I totally get it. You just gotta power through because you can do it. You are doing the best. You're doing great. So anyways, of course you are. Didn't read the book, but here for fun. And that's perfectly okay. And when we get into reading sprints, you have the world at your fingertips. Okay, so let's jump into our reading. So as per usual, we always just jump right on in, as Andy already did, and we give rating. So if the book was rated from a 1 out of 5, 5 being amazing, what would you rate the book? And what were your overall thoughts? Andy gave it a 3, thought it was just okay.
I think I gave it a 4. I read this at the beginning of the month, so I don't remember what my actual rating was, but I know I liked it. So I'm going to say it was a 4.
Let me check, because I also read it in the very beginning of the month, and then this March was insane for me. I was gone. I went to Virginia. It was a crazy month. So let me just look at what I rated it. I also read a ton of middle grade in the month, but let me just see. A Year Down Yonder, I gave 4.5 stars.
Nice.
Which is pretty good for me.
Yeah.
So that means that I think if you looked on Goodreads, it would be a 5-star review. That's on Storygraph, which you can give quarter and halves. From what I recall, I think the reason why I gave it such a high rating is because it really just hit home for me, and it hit a lot of things that I think is really great in the middle grade genre, as far as like giving kids a perspective whilst also giving them a historical perspective, but still being meaningful to them. Like, I think a lot of times we assume that middle grade kids, like, they just want to read something that's adventurous and like fantasy world, or something that's like really like moves quickly. And I think books like this really are great for kids because they're like coming of age stories. They're relatable, and they give you pieces of a character's life that really connect in multiple ways, even though they're set in a historical setting. So like this is written in the Great Depression, in the Midwest. So not everyone lives in the Midwest, but you get different ideas of how it would be like to not have a lot or be neighborly, or all the things that happen in this book. I think a lot of it is very relatable and was, I thought, really great, a really great way to show that time to kids, so I think that's probably why I gave it such a high rating.
Yeah.
And I really liked the two main characters. I really liked the grandma, and I really liked Mary Alice. At first, I didn't think I was going to like Mary Alice. I was like, oh, is she going to be like this, not punk, but like, is she just going to be really adverse and like negative this whole book? Because she really did not want to go, which I totally understand, like, as a first thought. But I was like, I don't really want to hear about this whiny kid this whole book. And it just totally went topsy-turvy as soon as she pulled up in that train. So I really like those two characters. I think she has a really great character arc as far as just like being more understanding and recognizing her surroundings and really growing. It was very much of a coming of age for her. And I just loved the grandma. I just thought she was a force. I just loved her. So yeah, probably why I gave it such a high rating. Kind of like what I've been saying, but like as a middle grade read, how do you feel the book fits into the genre, and does it make an impression knowing that it's a Newbery Medal winner? Like, obviously our thought process is it's worthy of a win, so it must be good, right?
Yeah, and I would think too, it depends on the year, what else gets published, obviously. So like maybe it was just sort of a not great year, and like you're getting the best of okay, or you never really know. And especially with stuff, this is sadly a little bit older now, which my brain still says it was just like a few years ago, but
Yeah,
I know
I know.
it's like 20 plus years ago. But to have that be a little while ago now, I don't remember what it was like then. It seems sort of like it would be the same, but obviously it's not so much has changed since then. So just how a book would be written in general, a middle grade back then, like 25 to 30 years ago. And it's historical too, you never really know what you're getting into. Like you would hope it would be excellent and would have a really great moral system, or would be something a little unusual, a little out of character, a little out of pocket, not just your standard run-of-the-mill middle grade for whatever reason. So I always go into reading Newberries like, oh, this must be really good.
Yeah.
Sometimes they aren't.
Yeah, I agree.
I was surprised by this one. I really thought this might be a little bit like, a little bit bummer. Like you said, I thought, is she going to be kind of prissy this whole time and just complaining that she's there and not with her family, which is valid, to a certain extent. But yeah, I was really surprised by this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. Knowing that the main character is 15, my first thought is that goes right into YA because it's a teenager. It's not a middle grade child. That's a high school student. However, because of the time period and because of the how do I want to say this? Like, the language in the book is very middle grade-esque. It never went past the middle grade understanding, comprehension. I think it's okay to have an older character because that's the first thing I think of. Like when I think of middle grade, I think of like 12 years old and younger, right? 12-year-old, like 8 to 12-year-old is what I think of as middle grade. And so when it was like a 15-year-old, I was like, oh, why is this considered middle grade? And then as I was reading it, I was like, oh, this is very middle grade. Like, this is very, like, everything that happened. Like, even when she was kind of considering the young boy as like a sweetheart, it was all very middle grade. It was not anything that even touched on, concern for a parent as a middle grade reading this. And especially being a historical fiction. I think it did a great job, and I think it was good that it had a little bit of an older character because she was able to do a little bit more with the like with her circumstances. And I think what we see now, so this book was written episodically. So each chapter was more like, it wasn't like a continuation. It was just like, here's the next thing that kind of happened, like a big thing that happened. And it was like events, right? So she gets there, there's Halloween, then there's the DAR event, there's the Christmas pageant, there, like, so it's all very episodic. And I think nowadays too, we see the trends, like certain trends in middle grade. So I think maybe like 10 years ago, we started seeing a lot of that in verse kind of writing and very musical writing. And a lot of the historical fictions still, again, wrapped around World War II is always very common, but more of the like orphan train kind of trend. And so I think 25 years ago when this was written, I think we are still seeing more of the traditional writing, but getting more into different elements. So this is the Great Depression, but it's right in the middle of the Midwest. It's not in New York City. A lot of Depression writing we see in big cities where we have, 25 people in one tenement housing, like, so it's nice to see it a little bit different and seeing how people survived. And I think specifically for this book, we see a lot of how a community survived as opposed to just a family, which I really appreciated because the community itself was its own character, especially with the what is it, the Murdochs, or the family that has the blue and the green eye.
Oh yeah.
So we have like that whole thing, and so it's just I liked it. I thought it did a nice job because it kept your interest throughout for different reasons. Like it wasn't just following one POV, and it was nice to have different things happening. So kind of jumping into the relationship. So Mary Alice starts off pretty unsure about living with her grandma. And I remember like specifically she would say stuff like, she never hugs, and she's like, no nonsense. And like, I don't remember the last time I saw her smile, or, stuff like this.
Yeah.
How does her perception change over the year? What moments shift things for her? So how do we kind of see that relationship change?
I think the first time is when it's like right at the beginning too, when that girl bully, I'm just gonna say like her bully or whatever, comes home with her essentially, and grandma puts her in her place.
Mildred or something like that is her name. Yeah.
And then so Mary Alice is like, oh, okay, okay. Oh, okay, we're doing this now, and she knows these people and what they're like and all this stuff. Like I felt bad for the girl, but I think it felt like an accurate circumstance. Do you know what I mean? Like that, that would happen. Well,
I think the explanation towards the end, because it was like astonishing to me, like, why is this grandmother doing this to another child? Like that was my first thought, was like, this poor girl. But then as soon as she was gone, and the grandma's like, well, that's a stolen horse. So the horse is going to go home because that's what it does. It's going to go where it belongs. And she's just going to have to walk home with no shoes. And that's her punishment for stealing a horse, or, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, well, I guess then that's kind of on you.
Yeah.
She really was no nonsense. And I think, with that instance, so, Mary Alice sees the grandma as, a force to be reckoned with, right? But within that, she's very much protected because the grandma is very much about family. And so you don't mess with my family. And she tries to toughen her up by like telling her she can't have the cat in the house, right? Yeah. But she knows that cat is in the house, And when towards the end of the book, when the tornado comes and the girl, instead of going to the basement with the rest of the kids, she runs home and she sees her grandma rescuing the cat and the kitten. And it's just, I think I think the grandma is very much a woman of actions speak louder than words. And she, throughout the entire book, she is there for her community. She is there for her family. Though we see her steal pecans for the pecan tart pies or whatever, she's not stealing them for herself. She is taking them for the community, essentially, because she made all those pies and then took them for the Halloween thing. And I think it's almost like forced community service. Like, this farmer has all these pecans, he's not doing anything with them, so we're going to take them and give them to the community because that's what you ought to do. So she's kind of like corralling people to make sure they're doing what they're meant to do, or putting them in their place, which we see at the DAR event where she invites two random people seemingly, but then it reveals a secret. So I thought that was so fun and super hilarious. But I think of those instances and I wonder, are kids getting it? Like, are they getting these little things that are happening? Because some of them are quite intricate, like the schemes and the planning and the things that are happening. Like, I wonder, like, how much of this, if I was reading as a middle grade reader, like how much of this just like went right over my head.
Yeah, I think I might have picked up on something, and I would have gotten some of it, but not all of it, just because I grew up watching mysteries. So like I'm used to like there being like a second motive, or like you do things to cover up something else, you know. So I probably would have had more of a clue on that stuff. But yeah, I like that, and I really liked too that you got to see that young man who was shell shocked from World War I. You know, like that in the attic. I thought that was a nice inclusion of like her trying to help the community. Like, this is why we're helping this young man who essentially gave his life, even though he's still living, but he really gave his life, you know, and we're helping this family, and this is why we did all these kind of underhanded things and like pushed people with money to like pay more for the stew, and you know, I like that. Wow, that was nice. Yeah,
it really, you really felt like there's a very large underlying message of, you know, when the community is struggling, everyone needs to, like, the rich cannot continue to be rich. You know, when she was like, they had the stew and she was like charging people more, and then she's giving some of it for free for the people who couldn't afford. Like, that's how community should work. Hi, Jess.
Hi.
You're well this evening. We're just finishing up our discussion on A Year Down Yonder. Just a couple more questions that I have here. We can skip that one. We kind of talked about that. Would you want to live with grandma for a year?
I don't know. I think I'd be okay. I mean, yeah, I'd be okay. I don't think I'd have an easy time of it necessarily, though, you know?
Yeah.
What about you?
You know, it's funny. I think why this book resonated with me so well is because this kind of happened to me. So back in the late 90s, my parents got divorced and we lived with our grandma for the summer, while they basically got us moved, essentially. My dad went to Pennsylvania and we moved to Virginia to be close. That didn't work out, so we came back to Wisconsin. Anyways, regardless, for the summer, we lived with our grandmother. And let me tell you, it felt like it was the Great Depression. So we were locked outside every day unless it was raining. You played outside until it was dark and you were let back in. We were given lunch through windows. This book touched so many nerves. And the funny thing is I wish I had Grandma Dowda, let me tell you. So I think I would be okay. What I would not be okay with is a damn snake in the rafters.
Yeah.
What the hell? I don't know any Illinois area that has snakes that large living in attics.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes me laugh because I kept thinking about the cat. And I'm like, why doesn't she care to have the cat? I'm like, okay, well, maybe she's like farm folk. So cats don't belong in the house. Cats are barn cats. They're outside. So I just went with that. And I was like, oh, you know what? She was trying to save that cat because there's a snake up there.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was like, when that snake came down, because I had no idea. I was like, what is she screaming about? What could it be? I knew it was going to be a nude thing. I knew that's what it was going to be.
Yeah.
But when she came down with the snake, my first thought was like, did he have a snake and like was gonna like use it as a prop? And then when the grandma was like, oh, because there was a snake in the rafters, I was like, that's what she was hearing. Oh no, no, I would not be living with no snake in the rafters.
I know.
No, thank you. But yeah, no, I think I would survive. I think it would. And it would be different too, because I mean, I had 3 brothers too, so I mean, I had people to hang out with. So I mean, it'd be different if you were all by yourself. But I think just from all the different examples, you know, she really included her with a lot of stuff. It's not like she came there and she was like, "You go over there and don't talk to me, and I want to hear you." She was very much like took her under her wing, you know, kind of taught her how to do a lot of stuff. Encouraged her to participate. She took her right to school from the train. Like she was very involved with her granddaughter. And so I think I'd be okay. I think I'd have a nice time. I was really touched. I think I cried a little, not cried, but you know, because I don't cry. I tear up a little bit. I get an itchy nose. I got an itchy nose at the end of this book. And because it was really heartwarming to see how much they meant to each other at the end.
Yeah.
And how she came back to get married there. And I just thought that was really sweet. And I enjoyed that a lot. I don't know. Did you end up reading the first in this series?
No, I thought I would have plenty of time and then life decided otherwise. So I didn't, but I do have it here.
So I was looking, it looks like that's from Joey's perspective. So the older brother.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if there's a third in this series, but I'm assuming it'd probably be a different POV again.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anything else you wanted to discuss in the book at all?
No, I don't think
so. I know we're trying to keep this pretty short because we want to jump into our reading sprints, so that we're not keeping you guys here super late. But let us know in the comments. Was there anything that stuck out to you in the book that you wanted to discuss this evening, or about our reading through the decades in general? I know there was one thing. So the Christmas pageant chapter, when the baby Jesus is it's a Burdick. I think they're Burdicks.
Burdick, yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah. Okay, and they're like, oh, that's why Mildred wasn't at school. Did you get like SA kind of vibes from that?
Yeah, like SA or incest, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like,
and it was like not discussed.
Mm-hmm.
That really kind of bothered me because I was like, okay, you're going to put it in there, but then not say anything about it. That to me is like, because obviously this is a teenager. This is a Great Depression time period. We've already learned that like the family is weird in and of itself. And like, so that to me, I felt like it was like an incestual situation, yeah. But then not even just like, it was just in there. And I was like, I need some development here.
Put down and walk away from, like, oh.
Yeah. Yes. I hear ya. Yeah. Annie says, I read the first a while back. 3-2. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Remember Zilch. Read 39 middle grade.
Oh my gosh.
Then. Oh my goodness.
No, I remember nothing. Man.
You are crazy.
Can we please
I think I read 12 books in March. And I think 10 of those were middle grade. So you got me beat by a lot.
Yeah.
Good for you. We'll talk a little bit about
impressive
books in a little bit, but yeah. Oh, well, at least you got them done. At least you know.
Yeah.
Now
Mhm.
you know. You can move on from them.
Anything you recommend? I'm always looking for a recommendation for middle grade. Was anything really good?
Okay. Well, if there isn't anything else, we hit it on the head. 30 minutes right there. We were able to get our live discussion done in 30 minutes
Yay.
because I kind of skipped a lot, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Because I don't, like I said,
Yeah.
we don't want to keep it here all night long,
Mhm.
but we are going to jump into some reading sprints. So that concludes our live discussion of A Year Down Yonder by Richard Peck. Thank you so much for joining us on that.
Mhm.
If you were here for only that and you are leaving us, you have a good
Thank you.
evening. If you are staying for some reading sprints, we are so happy to have you. We're going to be doing reading sprints for a couple sprints here. We'll see how long we can go before we get tired in our old age.
What if you're already tired?
I know. I was born tired.
I know.
In
Oh.
April, we are reading Death at La Fenice. Is that how you told me to say it? Fenice.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
It wouldn't be like Fenice, like Venice, because they say Venezia.
Okay.
So it wouldn't be that. So I think
Okay.
it's Fenice.
I will know for sure once I get the audiobook. I have a 2-week wait on the audiobook.
Okay.
So that should be coming to me soon, and I will let you know in our live discussion. So again, we are starting our reading sprints this evening. Our live discussion for the book will be the last Tuesday in April, which looks like lands us on the 28th. So you will see us again on Tuesday, April 28th for the live discussion of our death book. This falls under the 90s. So reading through the decades, we are reading in the 90s. And I don't remember, I'll have to look it up real quick, as to what year was this written.
Yeah, I feel like I want to say 91, but I don't know if that's correct. I think that's just made up.
92, it looks like.
Okay.
First published June 19th, 1992.
Okay.
So,
Cool.
Sorry, I'm just stuck in summary here. Okay. So that's what we're gonna be reading tonight. As I just mentioned, I do not have the audiobook yet. So I myself, I just started 1984 by George Orwell on my audiobook, and I've been working on my puzzle here. So I think I'm gonna listen to that this evening for our sprints.
Yeah.
I was gonna start the next book in that Spell Shop series, which is called, sorry, I'm just looking over at my shelf. It's called
Enchanted
The
Greenhouse?
Enchanted Greenhouse. I was like, oh, I should start that tonight. But I really want to work on my puzzle, so I have to listen to an audiobook.
What
so I'm gonna
puzzle do you
listen.
have?
What's that?
What's the puzzle? Hold up the box. If you have
Oh.
the image.
I
What's
can't do
inappropriate?
that. I can do this because my box has puzzle pieces in it.
Okay.
This is what it looks like.
Oh, it's one of those. Oh,
Yeah.
cool. That's really pretty.
So for those of you who follow us, I was working on this in one of our last reading sprints, the one where Laura was not feeling well, so I was by myself. I'm still working on it because sometimes I just don't have time, but I'm a lot farther. So right now so when you last saw me, I had gotten all of fantasy done. And then I have all of the historical done. I have all of the romance done, and I have all of the mystery done. So now I'm just working on mystery's longer. I haven't finished all of mystery, but that's what I'm working on right now. I'm working on this bottom mystery, and I'll keep moving into the thriller, and then I'm gonna go up to adventure. I'm like going in a circle.
Sure.
Because I have to do, I got most of this done too. So I'm working my way around, and then I'll do the middle. That's just how I've been doing it. So that's what I'll be working on with my audiobook. I've read the first chapter of 1984, and already I'm like, oh my God, we're living this We're
Yeah.
living this book. Like,
Yeah.
what the hell?
Have you read it before, or is this your first time?
I have never read it, and
That's
the first
surprising.
thought was like, I say Big Brother all the time. I'm like, oh, Big Brother's watching, and I'm like, I don't even know where I got that from.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, it's like it's been a pop culture reference as well. But as soon as he said it, I was like, that's where this is from. Like, so obviously, I'm way behind the times. But I'm very much enjoying it, and I'm only like I just embarked into chapter 2, and I am liking it very much so. So I'm hoping I can get that done soon. It is part of my 40 before 40 reads.
Yeah.
Which I'm really trying to get through.
Yeah. How are you doing that?
I'm doing okay. I'm not doing as well as I should be. Like, I'm gonna have a lot in the next couple months, and I have April, May, June, and like I want to get it all done in those months. Like, I don't want anything to fall over until July. I mean, technically I would have like 15 days in July,
Right.
but I want to get it all done before then. But I have a lot of big books that I'm like stalling on. So I need to get to those.
Yeah.
But this past month I read Peter Pan, which I didn't very much care for. I thought it was like whatever, watch the Disney movie, it's like the same thing. So I didn't really care for that. I read Watership Down, which I very much enjoyed. I gave that 5 stars. I think there was another one in there that was from that. I started Never Ending Story, but that's going to take me a while because I only have access to physical book, and my pages are like vellum, and the print is super small, so that's hard. Starting 1984 today. I feel like there was another one in there, but maybe not. I read a lot of middle grade this time around, so I was really focused on that. But yeah, so I need to like, I think because April I don't have a lot of like themes, because like March is always like, oh, middle grade March, so I really like went off the rails in middle grade. Because I don't have like that in April. I think April, I'm like, if I pick up a book, it's gonna be part of my 40 before 40. So that's how I feel about that.
Yeah.
Okay, Andy, I am not ignoring you. Okay, so recommendations for middle grade. We have All the Blues in the Sky. Excellent.
Didn't that just win the Newbery or whatever recently for this year or last year? All the Blues in the Sky. I feel like Krista just read that and liked it a lot too, and it was like a newer one.
I can look it up. She said YA Looking for Alaska was great too.
Okay.
What was it called? All the Blue in the Sky?
Blues.
Yeah.
I think it's about grief or something.
Okay. I wrote the right one. All the Blues in the Sky by Renee Watson. It was published in 2025.
Okay, so it would have won this year then.
I don't see any of that in the description, but that doesn't mean it's not true.
I could be making that up too, but I thought it had won. Anyways, good to know it was really good. And Looking for Alaska, I've heard good things about that too. I just have never gotten to it. Thank you for the recs. I really appreciate that.
Okay, so oh, thank you. I love it too. I wish it was done. I read Peter Pan a year ago, so a movie is better. It is. It's like,
I agree.
So Peter Pan is a supreme dick.
Oh,
like he is not a good character. He sucks. Like he is so self-absorbed. Like not even like a childish self-absorbed, like a fairy self-absorbed. Like he just doesn't get it. And Tinkerbell, oh no.
Yeah.
No. Tinkerbell can suck a duck because she is a total witch hag. Like,
She is.
what is wrong with you? She tries to kill Wendy like 6 times.
I know.
Like, what is wrong with you, Tinkerbell?
Yeah.
Like, I love how Disney gets a hold of stories and goes, "Wow, these characters suck. We're gonna make them
dark.
cute,
Right?
yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna make them cute and happy and
Mhm.
so like memorable." Because I mean, Tinkerbell is on everything. Tinkerbell
Yeah.
like slides down a zip line at Magic Kingdom for the fireworks. Did everyone know that maybe she was like the villain in
She could
in
have had a
Peter
chainsaw
Pan?
in her hand, and it would have made more sense. I know.
My goodness.
I know.
Oh my goodness. Yes. So yeah, did not care for that book.
Mhm.
Yeah. Got idea from
Oh,
Crystal.
see.
Yep. Yep. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. What are you gonna be reading this evening? Tell us in the comments too. Anyone who hasn't already, let us know what you're reading tonight. Like I said, 1984.
Yeah.
What about you?
I have no idea, and I'm so overwhelmed. I have 21 books checked out from the library right now. It's a lot. And I just pulled, like a couple days ago, I just pulled my April TBR finally. And so I have a couple of projects I'm doing on my own. One of them is that every other month I flip-flop one of 2 challenges. One of them is an alphabetical author last name challenge for British celebrity biographies, because I have a ton of them. So that's not this month. So that's the one I had last month. That was letter D, by the way, if you're curious. This month I'm doing my series challenge. So I made up slips of paper like in July last year, I think maybe on a sprint even. And I have like 175 trilogies. I have 80 some full series, and I think 120 or 130, something like that. Either first or last in series. There's like 1 or 2 that I own. So I had to draw a series this year, and I got a 1 or 2, thank God. And what I drew is Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer. So
Oh
the
no.
last, I know, I was like, oh, it's so big. It's so big.
But you know what? The
I'm sure.
writing is so terrible that you're gonna plow through it. It's gonna go so fast.
Yeah, and it's very nice printing too, like very nice for my old eyes. I was like, oh, this should be okay.
You'll rip through that. Yeah, you'll
Yeah.
be fine.
So I got that, and something about like getting that made me kind of go, oh crap, I am underwater with books. Like I don't know what to do with myself. So I know logically I should work on the library books that are due soon, and or the ones that I have renewed 3 times and I can't renew any longer. I should probably do that first. So I'm going to try and figure out what that would be. I have to do some book math, which I'm not very good at, and see what I need to read. I don't know. I think it may be. I could start this Long Way to Chicago, the first in this thing, because I could read this like between today and tomorrow. You know, that would be fine. The River Has Roots by Amal Al-Motar. Sorry. I've had this for a very long time checked out, and I think I can't renew it anymore, so I should maybe try this. I
like that cover.
Yeah, I've also already started Sky Daddy. So this is a fairly fast read. I read 40 pages in like 20 some minutes when I started it. So I could like get going on this. But again, I have so many more. And then you and I have the 2 buddy reads we're doing that I'm not reading anything for right now. And I mean, there's
Girlfriend, don't even get me started.
It's a lot. So the short version is I don't know what the heck I am doing. I have to figure out some book math, but I'll be doing something. I sort of feel like I might have to do this because I think it might be like the easiest to finish, and then I also like renew it.
You got to cut it down. Get to the smallest first and move your way up.
Yeah. So I already am returning Entitled, which is that book about like Andrew and Sarah Ferguson, you know, York, whatever. That's going back because I pre-ordered the puppy paperback because I'm a horrible person. So like the hardcover is going back. Now I can return our book for the library. So that's 2. Maybe this will make it 3. I just have a problem. Yes. I get so annoyed, and then I get tired and fall asleep when I have time to read, and it's like, no, stay awake, come on.
Or I end up on Kindle Unlimited and I'm reading
Yes,
random things. Yeah.
I
Mm-hmm.
know. Today
So
I
I'm like,
care
I'm
about
in
that.
the dark. I gotta read from
Mhm.
here.
I
And
know.
then
I know.
later I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna keep reading that book.
Hmm. I
Yeah,
know. And I started a
I
whole
know.
bunch of audiobooks too. Like, what am I doing? What am I doing?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
I
yeah,
hear you.
I'll
Yep.
figure out something.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Looks like Andy is gonna start our book. Hoopla has
Nice.
it, which I did not see it on my Hoopla. So congratulations. I only
Nice.
saw mine on Libby and I'm waiting for it. But anyways, and they have the ebook from the library. Awesome. Um, we'll do a chapter. Good for you.
Yeah, I hope it's
Awesome.
all right. It should be decent. It's the start of a
Yeah.
mystery series. I
I
mean,
like the cover. I
yeah,
mean, at least the cover that I found first, the one that I'm using for all of our stuff.
yeah.
I
Hmm.
like it reminds me of Perot. So
Yeah.
yeah. But anywho, okay, let's jump into a sprint, get started, see
Hmm.
where we land. Our sprints have been pretty nice at the 25-minute marker. So it's 8:45 here right now. So let's do 25 minutes. That's gonna bring us to was that quarter
10 after.
quarter after?
I
No,
10 after.
10 after. Um,
I got clear. Yeah.
oh, look at you, fancy.
Oh, nice. Oh, I would love to do that. That's so tempting. But like, it's why I also don't join NetGalley. Like, what am I doing to myself? Don't do NetGalley.
Mm-hmm.
The
Mm-hmm.
library thing makes more sense to me than NetGalley. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what I'm looking at. Okay.
Mm,
10 after,
yeah.
right? Yeah. 15 plus 10 is 25. Yes. That's where we are. Okay. Well, as per usual, we'll mute ourselves so you can't hear our random things or my audiobooks. I'm going to have it on so the whole room can hear it.
Hmm.
And I will also find an ASMR with no mid-roll ads. Yeah, I bet it is.
Wow, that's surprising. But
Um,
nice though.
yeah. Okie dokie, friends. Enjoy your reading. We'll see you in 25 minutes.
Sounds good.
Okay. So we are back from our first sprint. Apologies if you were sitting here staring, going, hello, people. But let's see. Jenna, first round of reading got hijacked by baby. Yeah. No worries. I mean, sometimes I lie. Okay.
Yeah.
That book is so good.
Yeah.
So, I read that book over 4 years because it was before I had kids. I know it was before I had kids. It had to have been like 5 or 6 years ago. That book, I still think about that book. Okay. So you got to tell me when you're done reading it what you thought, because I still think about that book. There are certain scenes from that book that I'm like, oh my gosh. It was a very good book. I like that book. So good luck. I listened to it on an audio, which I listen to books on 2-speed. I literally slowed that down at the very end because I was like, what? And I literally had to close my eyes and like listen to what was happening because I was like, what? It's a very good book. Okay, anywho, how did you do, Laura?
Good. I have 7 low priority library books, so that is a big help. I have 2 small piles next to me of like read this immediately and then this is like quickly afterwards. But I'm trying this book. So this is The White Plague by Frank Herbert. And a lot of my clients are readers. One of my clients almost totally exclusively reads fantasy, some sci-fi, mostly fantasy. And for the 52 book club this year, one of the prompts is a standalone fantasy. All the fantasy I know is series stuff. All the stuff fantasy I own is in series. Even stuff like what was the book you were just talking about before with the Enchanted Greenhouse, the second one?
Yeah.
The first book, I thought that was a standalone at first. No, it's not. Like all I know is that. So I asked her for recommendations. She consulted her Excel spreadsheet on her phone, and she gave me 3 samples, 3 that she thought would be good. She only had 4 to give me, but and this is one of them. And I've never read Dune. I don't know what his writing is like. I didn't know what this was about at all. It's reading just fine, but I don't know if I'm gonna want to read this. So I just gave this a shot. I'm 24 pages in, and I am unsure. It's about a guy who is really only known as the Madman, and he creates this plague that kills all women in the world. So there's just a few left, and so like all these people are trying to find out what's going on, where it's coming from. They're trying to quarantine people. Like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
That.
Yeah, I don't know.
Society will die.
And I think I think I know who the guy is. Really, I think I know who he is, and I think kind of like why he loses his mind. But I don't know why he'd be killing women because whatever. But so I might not be able to hack it with this. So I tried this. I'll give it a little bit more. I don't know. How'd you do? How's your puzzle?
I wish I had more light. I mean, I have a good amount of light, but like I need like spotlights. I need like it glaring down. I need to find my headlamp.
Yeah.
Because that would be very useful. Because my eyes are not as they used to be, and so like I need more light, like to be able to see things. And I think if anyone ever if I ever did a puzzle with people, I think I would probably piss a lot of people off. Because I'm one of those people that like I just stare. I stare at pieces for a long time, and then I look at the picture, and then I'll stare because I'm like I know exactly because like I'm weird. Like I don't like I kind of sort, but I don't really sort because I'm one of those people like I go, okay, I want to find this piece, and then I search for like the one piece. While I'm going, I'll be like, oh, I know where that goes, and I'll sort. I'm gonna put all these pieces over here. But like I'm really bad. Like I'm like so I'm working on this like weird tree thing. So I'm really only looking for the tree pieces. And then if I see something that I recognize, I'll like put it in a little pile somewhere. But like I'm looking for this dude's head. I'm looking for the end of this book thing. And pretty soon I'm gonna give up and move on because like each section is like missing one piece. Like historical's missing a piece. Because it's like obviously when you get down to it, you're like, I'm not gonna spend any more time over here. So I gotta move on soon because my eyes are going cross-eyed. But for the book, I'm in chapter 5.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm 15% into the book. And it's so weird to like listen to this because it's like literature does such a good job of predicting the future sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
like how, I mean, so Orwell gets this idea in his head because he sees things in the world. He's like, I'm going to write a book. I'm going to warn people. Because I mean, essentially that's kind of what it is when you write books like this is you're like, this could happen.
Yeah.
And this is how you need to prepare yourself. And as I'm reading this book or listening to this book, same thing. I'm just like, oh my God, this is exactly like what is happening.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so I'm like enjoying it in the sense that it's a fascinating read and it reminds me of when I read this 40 before 40. So for anyone out there that wonders like how do I put a TBR together? How do I decide what I want to read? And obviously we have TBRs for certain read-alongs that are happening. We have TBRs for certain genres that we like, but sometimes we really set ourselves up with challenges for our own intellectual well-being. And for me, doing this 40 books before 40, which basically were 40 books that were sitting on my shelf that at one time or another I bought purposefully to enhance my reading, or books that I at that time felt were important to me.
Yeah. Oh, I should read this one. I've heard of this one.
Yeah, like, oh, I know this is a good, like, this is supposed to be a good book. I should read this. This is a class, like, I'm very much into classics. And so far, as I've been reading these books, they have been the best books that I have read this year. And so I encourage anyone out there that, like, if you have books that have been sitting on your shelf and you bought them for a reason, you're like, I really wanted to read that, but I haven't gotten to it, get to it. Because of all these books that I've been reading, like, okay, so Peter Pan didn't hit, but like Poisonwood Bible, I'm not saying that it was the best book I ever read, but like, I'm so happy I finally got to it because it was not what I thought it was going to be. Watership Down, I was so impressed. I really enjoyed that book. The Storied Life of A.J. Fikry, oh my gosh, I loved that book. That was so good. This 1984 The Time Machine, H.G. Wells, oh my gosh, I love that. I'm gonna be rereading that. I really enjoyed that. Like, really find books that push your limits and challenge you, because I've really been happy with the challenge so far. So anyways, soapbox off, done. Irma Gerd, we got Allie in the house.
Hey, Allie.
She heard Danny was ranting and raving, so she had to pop on. Yes, it is. Once it hits and it starts to, like, all the stuff starts revealing, it goes so you're like, what? Wait, what? And it's like, oh my gosh, like it's just like, it's crazy when it gets to the end. Oh my gosh, I'm just like imagining it right now in my head because like I know exactly where it hits. And yeah, that book, my goodness. Yeah, it was so good, Allie. Like I just finished it last night, and I listened to it on audio, and they did a very nice job. Um, that book, okay, so and it was funny because so I'm reading it, and it was just Easter here. And it was funny because I was seeing these memes online like, "Oh, don't forget to have your kids watch a traditional Easter." And it's like the old Watership
Yeah.
Down movie where and the images I'm like, "Oh my God, that's like
Yeah.
horrific." But the funny thing is I was like literally I'm like, "I know what scene that is. I know what scene that is. I know what scene that is." But that book, it was so good. I really did enjoy that book. For those who don't know, it's a story about rabbits. And I did not know what I was getting myself into. I knew there was a rabbit on the cover, but I didn't know anything other than that. I honestly thought it was like a World War II allegory book. Like I really didn't know what it was going to be about. And it's not at all. And the audiobook that I listened to, there was a foreword in there from the author, and he basically said, this is basically what this is I would tell my girls bedtime stories, and this was one of the bedtime stories, and I would read them other children's books that were just junk, and I was like, I'm going to write this down, and basically that's what it is. He's like, there's no more, this isn't like, this isn't based off anything, this is really just me telling stories to the kids. So I liked that because it let me go in blank and just enjoy myself. And I really did. Like Fiverr in this book, I'm just like, oh my God, if he dies, I'm gonna be so mad. Like there's characters that I'm just like, and then there's this one character where something really bad happens, and I'm like, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it. It was really good. And it's all rabbits. It's just rabbits. And there's a bird and a mouse randomly. The main character's name is Hazel, and yeah, it's so good. And there's a limited series on Netflix. It's like 4 episodes long.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's like 4 hours. I'm gonna watch that because I really did enjoy it a lot. So I hope it's good. Oh yes, of course. Always here for the ranting and raving. Saw the original film probably too young. Can't even bring myself to watch remake. Not have a judgment about remakes, just too many tears. Yeah, it was so good.
I've only ever seen clips of that animation, and I was so horrified.
It's there.
I can't.
It is like I saw that just the still images, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I know what's happening, and like that's kind of like scary. Like for a cartoon, but it reminds me of like the cartoons that we're used to from the late 80s, 90s.
Everything
Like
was horrifying.
they're dark. Yeah.
Everything.
Like Black Cauldron and
Yep.
yeah, no. I need to reread Watership Down. Read it 35 years ago. Still remember. Yeah, Africa. Yep. Or some word like that. Yep. That it's. I don't want to like hype it up too much, and then you read it and you're like, "Damn, it wasn't that great." Like, but
No.
I really it. I just came off of it. I literally finished it last night. I think it's like Afrafra. Yeah, Afrafra or something like that. There's a lot of words in there that are like not words. Like what he uses for the word for car, for the word for poop, the word, like there's little, but you know what it is based on the what it's surrounded by. So yeah, no, it's good. I like that. It was good. I was impressed. I think the why I was more impressed is the reason why I read backlisted books is because there's no hype. I don't know what I'm getting into when I get into it. I don't have an expectation. I just know that it's well revered because it's been talked about for however many years. And that's when books really hit well for me, is when I have no idea what I'm getting into. So yeah. Yeah. So anywho, I don't know what I was talking about. I was on a soapbox for a while. Try to buy a first edition special edition for my forever collection. That's not happening. Yeah. Well, he explained in this forward too that like, because he took it to a couple publishers and it didn't really work well. It was denied, and then he took it to this one, and it was published, and then the bigger publisher picked it up thereafter. What was the publisher? Random House. I don't remember. But yeah, I could see how, I mean, it's so well revered in the literature community that, yeah, I could imagine it's probably real expensive.
Yeah.
So I have like a random, like mass market one. So, and then I have another, I think I was telling you this, Laura, I have another book of his. It has a dog on the cover, and I can't remember what it's called. But now that I've read Watership Down, I think I'll probably try to get to that one sooner rather than later. Maybe after I'm done with my challenge. So maybe in August or something, I'll read that one. I can't remember what it's called though. I know it just has a black lab on the cover, and then it has like red on it. But I picked it up because I was like, oh, this is the same author as Watership Down, so I might as well pick this up. You know, when I'm out thrifting.
Yeah.
Oh, the Plague Dogs. Look at her. She's right on it. Yeah. So, yeah. What I liked about Watership Down, I think the most is like, so it's these rabbits and they're on this journey. But within it, they're storytellers. So they, you know, at the end of the evening, and they're all kind of gathered, and they'll be like, "Oh, someone tell a story." And then so there's this story that is like lore, you know, and it's so well done. It's just, I was impressed. So, anywho, I really need to. I talk too much. This is my adult time. I get to speak to other adults. So I'm sorry. I'm very chatty. Anywho, so are you gonna switch it up in the next sprint? Or are you gonna read something different?
I think so, yeah. I'll give us another chapter just to see, but I don't know. The bummer part is, out of the 3 books that she recommended to me, I don't have to read any of them. This is the shortest one. And
oh no.
It's 450 pages. So it's like, oh, this will be okay. And then I read the back and I was like, oh, maybe not. But so I'll give it another chapter and see. It's not bad, but it just sounds so grim. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. So yeah, I'll read something else. I think I will start reading The River Has Roots this time around.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Because you'll feel good that you finished something tonight.
Yeah.
Because you'll be able to finish that.
I think I'll be able to. Plus, there's like illustrations inside, and like this stuff too. So like it helps with the page count.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Allie has a really interesting question tonight. I want people in the comments, if you want to answer this as well, please do, because this is a fun question. So it says, if money was no object, what 1 or 2 books would each of you most like to own in a special first limited edition? Or do books as objects not hold any interest for you? So on that second part of the question, obviously we like to own books.
Right. Mm-hmm.
However, I have never been, I do not have any I might have first editions of like just regular old books, but they're not like special editions. They're just like, they just happen to be like my Harry Potter books, because I sat at Walmart and waited. But even those might not even be first editions. Like, just because it was a midnight thing on the night that it was released doesn't mean those are first editions, because there's so many published. But
yeah,
gosh, if I were to have a special edition of something, to be honest, it'd probably be like a special edition of like a Roald Dahl book, like the BFG, because that was like my favorite book as a kid. Like, I loved that book. Or Matilda, like really anything Roald Dahl. Like, his books are just amazing. And to have something that special that is done by him, I think would probably be something that I would enjoy to have, like, if I ever saw one. I think also I'm a huge classics and like Greek mythology and all that. So like Homer's The Iliad or like the Odyssey, any of those, like I can't even imagine what those would look like as like
Yeah.
the first edition. Like that, I mean, that'd be in a glass case somewhere, but
Mhm.
I think that would be fun to own. You know, I don't know. I also like the thought of like how little the original like 1800s books were, you know?
Mhm.
So it'd be fun to have something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. But like I said, I typically buy like backlisted thrift store books. So like I'm not huge on how special a book looks as long as it's mine.
Mhm.
Like I'm a hoarder. Like I'm straight with you. Like
Mhm.
I just hoard books. I have only recently gotten good about letting go of books.
Yeah.
So now I've been kind of keeping, like, after I've read them, if it's something that I'm really like, I don't really care about this, I didn't really like this book, I've been starting to get rid of them.
Yeah. Good.
What about you?
Um, I think I'd like maybe a first edition copy of The Rabbit with Little Red Wings. That was one of my favorite books when I was a kid. It's like sort of a bigger picture book, and it's a little dark, like everything in the 80s.
Yeah.
But I really, that like is really meaningful to me. That's the first thing I thought of. So I would like to see a copy of that. And I think like going the classic route, I think I'd like a copy of the first edition of either The Age of Innocence, which is my current favorite book of all time, or The Portrait of a Lady by Henry James. Because
Mhm.
that's another one of my favorites. So I think it would be those. But I feel like there's another book that I'm like, oh, duh, you idiot. You would love this book, you know? Like, I'd love to have a copy of Jude the Obscure, like one of those. I'd love to have another
Mhm.
one of those. But I don't know. I don't know. Allie, what would you think too? I'm sure Allie has a list.
Yeah. So I'm just going
Yeah.
down on the comments
Mm-hmm.
here. So, Danny Champion of the World or Charlie and Chocolate Factory. Yeah. I'm partial to like Matilda and BFG. Like those were like solid for me.
Mm-hmm.
I was okay with Charlie and Chocolate Factory. Um, and Charlie in the Glass Elevator or whatever, but it got weird for me because like the people in the bed, like just the whole time, just was always really creepy to me. Like the grandparents in the bed, like I was like, I don't know about that. But yeah, I love his writing. I just think he does such a great job. And what's the illustrator? Quentin
Blake.
Blake.
Mm-hmm.
I love like that's it. Like so I have the majority of his writing, and I only buy the ones that have Quentin Blake illustrations.
Yeah.
Like I don't want anything else. Like my mom's gotten me some, and I'm like, oh, thanks. And then I don't want them because I want the Quentin Blake. Yeah. I actually saw something else that he illustrated, and I was blown. I was like, what is this? I know who this is. But it wasn't Doll's writing.
Yeah.
Jane Austen books. Yep,
Mm-hmm.
that's
Good call, Andy. Mm-hmm.
yeah. Don't even like Jane Austen. Yeah. Because I think too, like when you think about like, oh, what would you want to own? Like my first thought, like, and I don't even like poetry, but I'm like, oh, Emily Dickinson, like poetry. That
Yeah.
I mean, because you think about like value, like what's valuable.
Right.
Because when you want a first edition, on the side of like because it's something that you really enjoy, but then you also think about like the value piece of it. And I always think like to own something like that, it'd be really like
Yeah.
that's a collection, right? To have
Mm-hmm.
something like that. Um. Oh, I never heard of that children's book. Look it up. Yep.
Yeah. Do you know that one, Danny, or no?
I have not heard of that one.
Yeah.
No.
Like nobody knows. I can go get my copy and show you the next time we come back. Oh,
You
nice.
recited poems from our time.
Interesting.
Shout the orphanage. Yeah. Charlie Shark Factory nostalgia maybe more to do with the original film. Yeah.
Yeah, I did too. It's
Yeah, I love that film. Like they do a nice job of these remakes. Like I haven't seen the one with Timothy Chalamet yet because I don't care that much
yeah,
about
I don't like
it.
him.
But Um, I felt like, so the original, the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory with Gene Wilder, that will always be my favorite. I think they did such an amazing job, and Gene Wilder is such a presence. I love him, and I love the Charlie that's in that film. That's a perfect film for me. Problematic as it may be, I love that
Yeah.
one. The Johnny Depp one, I think, was very much on par with the books. Like, I think it did a nice job. It really like felt like it was getting more into like the actual Roald Dahl, like the like his creative tones. Like it was very much part of that. But it was like an for me. Like, I've maybe seen it twice, maybe not all the way through. And Johnny Depp's teeth were really creepy in that. I didn't like it very much.
I haven't seen
But I found, I mean, it has value. I get it, but
yeah.
It is very hard because there's so many ways you could go. It's kind of like when people ask, what's your favorite book? Like, I don't know, what's my favorite book today? Like, you have your like all times, but sometimes those change too, you know?
Yeah.
There's just too many. There's just too many to pick from. One special book that has all Jane Austen related. Yeah. Laura has one of those too.
Yeah, I have three shelves double stacked.
Oh, Jenna would want Jane Eyre. Oh, yeah. Or something Edgar Allan Poe. Yeah. If Glenn Glass is obsessed with.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. RFK. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
This
I love
is a great
when I
question.
was a kid.
Poetry with a really special edition. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
I know.
It's hard. Yeah.
Oh, I mean.
Well, see, here in the States, it was like, it's part of, like, when's the first time we read that? Probably.
Like The Raven, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
It's been around, you know?
Yeah, I feel like it was like middle school, or because when you learn like poetry stuff, it was Edgar Allan Poe, is because they would use that. They'd use Shakespeare and then they would use Poe. Because The Raven, I remember we listened. So I think in high school, we listened to the Christopher Walken narrated Raven. And yeah, it's just a staple in American literature courses here in the US. So it makes sense that you may not have read him since he's an American poet. But kind of like Frost and Twain, a lot of those we read kind of as staple course stuff.
Follow the House of Usher. I know I liked it. I don't remember the storyline. I get it confused with something else. Then there's The Cask of Amontillado. That was creepy.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I think of The Raven all the time. And then that makes me also think of the Simpsons version of The Raven when they did that for the Halloween House of Horror or whatever, you know.
And what is it? The Telltale Heart.
Yep.
They do on The Simpsons too. And then there is the was it Annabelle Lee?
Yeah.
I remember we had to pick poems. Yeah, and we had to memorize it because for like forensics, a lot of Poe stuff was there, and Poe's huge over here.
I've thought about
at least in Wisconsin, we had to read a lot of it.
I never thought about that till just now, but yeah, that's really true. I mean, he's just sort of there, you know.
I wish you were making videos. We had a tour of those. Yeah.
I record stuff all the time. I just never put it
together. She does. I can attest. She has probably in the last 6 months recorded like 6 videos and not done anything with them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a quite number of special editions I accidentally acquired. They do have a set of pocket editions and the Forbes.
Oh, that's
cool. Yeah. That's cool.
I have some first edition.
See, and that's what I like too, like not necessarily special editions, but I like to see the editions like throughout the ages. Like sometimes when you see like books from like the 70s, like what were they doing? What was publishing doing in the 70s? Like it's terrible.
Yeah, I have a lot of early editions of like the whole like Mrs. Aris Goes to Paris, Mrs. Aris Goes to New York. I have all of those, and those are pretty cool looking too. Like there's 50s or 60s or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. The Bells and Forensics was way overdone. Yes. Oh my gosh. And for those of you who don't know what forensics is, it's like so it's in high school and it's all different kinds of things, but it's way for kids to like perform. They could do like poetry, they could do skits. It's just a like English coursework kind of stuff where you get to perform for audiences and kind of get speeches, and a lot of people did a lot of different things. I did not do forensics because I was way too afraid to get in front of people.
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah, so yeah. And I didn't have a way to like get to school to do that after school, like, so it just wasn't gonna work. Anywho, the ringling and the jiggling of the bells of the bells, I could still hear it.
It's like trauma.
You can do private videos and send us a link. There you go. Get on Patreon. There you go.
Yeah, right. It'll just be Annie sitting there.
Yeah. I'd also love a special first edition of a set of how do you say that? Ishigiros?
Kashimura Ishiguro? Yeah.
Especially an artist of the floating world and remains
I've never heard of that first one by him, but I have Remains of the Day. Kazuo Ishiguro.
As a student or as an instructor? Or both. I will also buy any copy of Day of the...
Oh, sure. Yeah, that would be way expensive.
Pause. Means people waiting to see though. Yeah. Or yep. That's how old I am.
Hey, we're about the same age. We're not that old.
So the demonstration piece between color theory and mnemonics. Nice. I had a friend, they did the Who's on First. That was always very popular.
Yeah.
For people to do. And then a lot of times what would happen is people who were in forensics, they would do their forensics thing for the talent show. So like it was annoying when the forensics kids would do their stuff for the talent show because they had way more time to practice. They basically had the whole forensics, time to practice their stuff. And then we would do a talent show, which you basically throw together in 2 weeks. And then there's like these people that are like going up there like it's nothing. Yeah, anyways. I hosted a talent show one year as a mime. As a mime, yeah. How do you MC a talent show as a mime? Well, let me tell you, it's fun. And doubled one year, did an original skit and completed Against the Bells Against the Staircase.
Oh my gosh.
Did a talent show. Yeah.
I think my friends were trying to make me do one and I was so terrified. I think I just started throwing up and they were like, okay, never mind.
Yeah, talent shows are fun. It's basically it's a bunch of nerds and a bunch of popular kids. The nerds trying to like show that they actually have talent and the popular kids just singing stupid popular songs, which is annoying, and then a popular kid always wins.
Right.
So it's like whatever, but it's fun. Yeah. This is another popularity contest. Anywho. Off the soapbox. Freshman year I wound up in debate. Oh, learned what inherency meant on the fly. Hated that. Yeah.
I'm gonna grab that book while I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
I know exactly where it is. It's on this floor. It's amazing.
Yeah. I was just on the swim team and on the volunteer cheer group. Did I do anything else? I don't remember. I'm sure I did. I don't know. maybe that was it. I don't know. Anywho.
I'm back.
Seatbelt law. I'm older than you. I think I don't remember no seatbelts in front. No seatbelts in back, I remember, though I'm sure it wasn't mandatory in front when I was young.
Yeah.
I remember we used to just like, sometimes we would just crawl over the seat
Oh
because
yeah.
my grandparents had a car that the front seat was a whole seat. So you could have someone sit in the middle and you would just put your legs on either side of the ashtray
Mhm. Mhm.
because there's just a big ashtray in the middle.
Yeah.
Uh yeah, and then you'd hope that your grandpa didn't burn your legs when he went to go put his ash in the ashtray. Yeah,
Mhm.
that was super fun. Uh, so I remember, yeah, no seatbelts. Yeah,
Mhm.
just
I know.
bouncing around in the back.
Yeah.
But anywho, what did you want you have to show us?
The little rabbit who wanted red wings. So I, this is, look how thin this book is. I mean, there's like nothing to this book, and this is like my childhood completely. I would just stare at like these pages for hours. Like this is just the opening. I would just stare. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's really detailed in person. Um, this has got to be like 20 pages. I swear to God, it's so short. But so this rabbit, he's so sad. He didn't like himself. Look how sad he is.
Mm-hmm.
So he has his friends. He talks to his friends to try and feel better, and then like he wants a tail like his friend the squirrel, and then he wishes he has like a back full of bristles like Mr. Porcupine. But Mr. Groundhog, after some other friends, tells him that there's a magic um, wishing well in a tree stump in the woods. So he goes out to find it, and he makes a wish for red wings like the robin, or like a cardinal, excuse me. And then he gets wings, like a cardinal.
Aw.
So he has to like go home and like tell his mom about it, and she's like, she didn't know a rabbit with red wings, so he doesn't get to go into his house with his mom, so he can't have dinner. And like, I don't know what it is about this book. It's just the illustrations mostly, but I just loved this book so much, and it has a happy ending. Don't worry. But yeah, very random, super thick, thin. Yeah, I know. Yeah, the author is Carolyn Sherwin Bailey. I don't know if she did anything else, but yeah. My childhood, like little tiny childhood. Before,
Not to like get off of the topic,
yeah, no, it's fine.
but I'm like, it just dawned on me. Did you
Mhm.
ever read a book called Something Heckety Peg?
That sounds very familiar. Yeah,
It's super dark. I just saw it. Someone I follow, she found it at a thrift store, and
yeah,
it's super dark. It's like an
that
old
sounds so
80s. It's
familiar.
super dark.
Yeah,
So look that up too.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, no, great. That what made me think of too is like I would love any first editions of any Beatrix Potter stuff
oh yeah, that's
or
super.
any like Winnie the Pooh,
Mm-hmm.
Milane,
Mill.
because yeah, it's like I anytime I see that stuff out in the wilderness, I pick it up. So I
That
have a
reminds
ton of
me.
Potter stuff.
Related, Danny, I have a copy of The Red House Mystery by A. A. Milne. Do you want that? I'm going to read it quickly before, but do you want that? It's one of his adult works. It's like a
When
novella.
you're done, don't rush.
Okay.
But sure,
Okay.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Okay. We have been chatting for quite a while, but it was a really great chat. And thank you
Yeah.
so much, Allie, for such a great
Yeah.
question because, yeah, what a place to be asking it. Perfect place, if you ask me.
Mhm.
But let's go ahead and take a break from the chatting and get down to reading. So let's have another sprint. We're gonna go to 20 after. So go ahead and pick up the nearest book you have. Laura,
Yep.
good luck.
I know. Thanks. Thanks.
I'm gonna listen a little bit more, do a little bit more puzzling, and we'll come back and see where we're at. And
Oh,
maybe we'll have another fascinating question
yeah.
waiting for us. Okay, happy reading, everyone.
Yep.
honestly think that this is like the fastest sprinting we've ever done. Like,
Yeah.
it's does not feel like it's 25 minutes, but
Yeah, it's very
I
true.
got a huge chunk of my puzzle done, which is really cool.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
I don't know where I'm at in my books. I'm in chapter 7. I'm about 22% in. Still going good.
Nice.
Oops. Woo. Here. Anywho, how did you do?
Good. I read another chapter of The White Plague and then, yeah, called it. So I think I got like 30 pages read in that, but whatever. And then I did pick up The River Has Roots, and I am on page 44. So I wasn't sure what it was about. I just knew it was supposed to be good, and it is. So I have about 100 pages left, just under. So yeah.
I am randomly having puzzle pieces falling through my legs. I don't know how that happened. Anyhow.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta DNF those books that don't.
Yeah.
For years, I would just try to hate read, and now I'm just like, no, not doing it.
Yeah, I could keep going, and it would be fine, but I can't imagine at this point it would be more than a 2.5 or a 3. Just based on the tone and how things are pacing out and everything, I just sort of feel like, nah.
Okay.
So yeah. What time is it?
It's 10:30, which is usually when we stop.
Yeah.
I just realized that. I'm like, what time is it?
Yeah. Gosh.
Anywho, I think it probably is a good time to pause for the evening. I know we did not do a lot of sprinting. I know that it was a different kind of live stream this evening. So we have to say thank you so much for everyone who joined us tonight. Thank you for being part of our live discussion. Thank you for hanging in with our 2 sprints.
Yeah.
We had a lovely conversation, which I think is just as fun.
Yeah.
So thank you, Allie, for such a great question, and everyone who put in their thoughts on that. That was super fun. So thank you. Looks like Andy has put PJs on and climbing the bed, start reading The Strength of the Few. Very nice. So I think we're gonna wrap it up. I think we're gonna see you next time, which if you are reading our April book, which is Death at La Fenice by Donna Leon, or Leon, I wonder, whatever. We will be doing our live discussion at the end of April, which is the 28th. So Tuesday, April 28th at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, we will do our live discussion. If you missed it, our May book is also already decided, as that is Laura's birthday pick, and that is Wish Her Safe at Home by Stephen Benachar. I will put that up in our community tab, so there will be no voting for our May book because that is a birthday pick. So yeah, thank you all for being here this evening. It was super fun. We appreciate you so much, and we look forward to hanging out with you again very, very soon. Good night, everyone.
Bye.